Dear Dearie. Saturday. Apparently the day that I went to Wingstop for dinner. And I'm having bourbon baked beans. Oh. Do not sleep with me this evening. Just saying. Getting a bit of that pig noise going. I swear I'm not pigging out. It's just I've had like 3 spoonfuls of, not even a spoonful, but like 3 like that of beans so far, just to kind of get the flavor. But that's about it. I should really check my notes. I did my voiceover class today, which was, I don't want to say it was pointless. It wasn't pointless. However, everything that was discussed was I don't want to say it was beneath me. It was for people who are less experienced than I am. That I will say. It also wasn't really about the I don't want to say the mechanics. I've got a lot of, I keep prefacing everything with, I don't want to say. Just say it, Dred. It wasn't about the mechanics of this is how you voice act. This is what you do with your diaphragm. This is what you do with your intercostal muscles. This is how you stand. This is how you project. It wasn't anything like that. There was a tiny bit of that in the 2-hour class, but the vast majority of it was, so you want to be a voice actor? Here's what you're going to need. And it's like, so you've got, she talked about the various, recording gear and stuff that you were going to need. And most of what she was talking about, I was like, what? Most of the people I know who do voice acting, guys, girls, whatever, because she said you can get everything you need to do, professional studio quality stuff for, you shouldn't pay more than $500. I was like, what? No. No. Because, this, my setup was twice that, at least, probably a little more. You get a really good mic. And the mic that she had was the sort of thing that I would expect to see an executive at, like, Microsoft walking around talking to people. It wasn't like a lavalier or an over-the-ear kind of thing. It was just a handheld microphone with big, foam marshmallow on the top, and it was just a condenser mic, really. But it was like, it was just a stage condenser mic, and I was like, no, because like that wouldn't really work for me. It doesn't pick up the deeper aspects of the bass of my voice because of the thing, whereas a dynamic mic will pick up a lot of the deeper stuff. There were a lot of things that she talked about that I didn't necessarily agree with. But it's her class. I'm going to let her talk. Just, she might be shooting for like the greatest common denominator kind of thing. And then the exceptions to the rule, which again sounds elitist, but I don't mean it that way. We're people who've got deep voices like me. We need a different microphone. Maybe that's all it was. But most of the thing was about the gear, about places to go to get the work, how to present yourself to, casting directors and stuff like that. And, then kind of an exercise where she split us all up into groups of 5. And then we all had these scripts that we read. And since she didn't have a microphone stand, she just had an extra person stand there with the microphone and go from one person to another, to another, to another, around as we were reading our lines. Which worked. It was okay. After it was done, and most of it, I was like, yeah, I know this. I know all this. I know that. I know that. I know that. And every time I was about to ask a question, she addressed it. And I was like, that's the point I was going to make. It's like this. I was going to say, yeah, but what about this kind of thing? And things that I've run into that, anyway. So yeah, it was a little, I'm not saying there it goes again. Blah, I'm not saying, yes, I am saying, but I'm not saying, I'm not saying, I'm just saying, but this is the opposite. I'm saying, I'm just not saying that I didn't want to go, or that I wouldn't, well, I am saying that I wouldn't do it again. Knowing what it is now, it's not for me, really. This is for people who are just starting out. I mean, I've already got, at least 2 narrations on Starship Sofa under my belt, and, a slew of them on Robert Space Industries, and, a whole bunch of other stuff, and then, scratch audio in a video game for the placeholder thing. I mean, I've got a lot more experience under my belt than most of the people who were in that class. Anyway, she was sending out emails afterwards, and I made sure that when I got home, I dropped her an email saying, thanks, the class was really cool. I really had a great time, which I did. I did have a good time. I can't really say that I learned a whole lot. I mean, what I learned from the class could probably be covered in an email that wasn't more than 2 or 3 paragraphs. But, because the rest of it I already knew. I've already dealt with things like that before. But when she replied, she had rather good praise for me, regarding the quality and of my voice and the way that I use it. She said that there's no reason that I can't just dive out in whatever, pick a preposition, and, just start getting work right away. Of course, everywhere she's like, if you want to find work, you should go here. And I'm like, yeah, I'm already signed up. I've been signed up I've already done 1 gig on ACX, it's okay. Well, because I'm in the back of the room. I'm all the way back at the back, kind of, as she's talking about stuff, I'm kind of mouthing ACX. And she kind of smirks. It's like, yeah. So it's like every single thing. It was not a waste of time. I don't want it to sound like that, because it wasn't a waste of time. I don't consider it a waste of time. It was, if nothing else, I've made a decent contact. Yeah, we'll call it that. The company, I should go ahead and mention that, I guess. The company that she works for, that was providing the class, is called suchavoice.com. That's where they were located, or that's where they are. I think they're based in somewhere back east, and might be somewhere in New York. And then she, I believe, is based in Seattle, maybe Sacramento. I know she was kind of telling us a bit of her history. She was originally a baker in Sacramento, and then she moved to Seattle when she was doing other stuff. But the one thing that she did tell me that it hadn't occurred to me was, because I was talking about Elance, which is one of the places that I go to look for voiceover gigs. And it always amazes me to see, like, a company in Pakistan that is looking for somebody with an Irish accent. It makes no sense to me. And she said, well, what that probably is that's somebody who has outsourced something to a company in Pakistan to make it for them. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes a bit of sense. Okay, fine. I had not thought of it that way. I had only gone like 1 tier up. So anyway, there's that. All right, we're just about at 9 minutes. So I'm going to let you guys go, because we've got, as you can tell, a house full of people who won't shut up. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow for Sunday. Until then, be careless.